Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto here with the Wasteland Reviewer YouTube channel, and I'm here to review my first film of 2017 that I got to see, Sleepless. Now, this film is about a dirty cop who's trying to get his son back, who was kidnapped by drug dealers because this dirty cop stole their drugs, and then a whole bunch of other stuff happens, and it gets super complicated, and all kinds of different things start happening, and this movie is a bit of a mess. Now, I went to go see Sleepless. I was actually got to get free popcorn and some extra Amazon AMC points because that was the deal that AMC was doing to get people to actually go out to see this movie. It has a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, which don't always listen to Rotten Tomatoes. This movie is not like absolutely atrocious. And also a lot of people are confused how they actually do Rotten Tomatoes, but digress. This movie it's a fun movie. It's not super intelligent, it's not super well crafted, but in terms of slightly above average action movie. And it's made by Bahar Bo Amdar, this director who I'm not quite familiar with a lot of his work, but he did a decent job of putting together this film. It wasn't a fantastic job. There was cool action sequences. Some of the action sequences were actually really well put together with some great camera work. There wasn't a crazy amount of shaky cam, which you would expect in a lot of smaller budgeted action movies. You could actually tell what was going on in these action movies. And I didn't expect this, but this movie was, two-thirds of it was taking place right inside a casino. And I do have to say there was some things in terms of the directing that I didn't like. They overused "let's pan over the top of Las Vegas" at different times of the day to tell us what time it is, because they literally did that like 9 times in this movie. And it felt cheap. There could have been more creative ways to have done that, and each time it like ripped away from the tension in the casino just to pan over the top of Las Vegas was kind of stupid. This movie isn't smart, and it tries to be. It tries to have some interesting plot twists and stuff like that. And overall, the story by Andrea Berloff is all over the place. There's cool aspects of it. Some of the characters were interesting, but overall, it was kind of a hot mess. It was a fun hot mess. There were some pacing issues because this is an hour and 35 minutes. Felt like a 2-hour movie, which is not a good thing. And honestly, it felt like more this was happening just to prolong the story, and not that this would be the natural progression of things. And there were some dumb parts in this movie, like really dumb parts. And there's one in particular involving an elevator scene, and I'm not going to give it away, but if you wind up seeing this movie, you'll pick it up in a second. And when it comes to the characters, the main character is a decent character, but really brought together by Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx does a really good job bringing charisma to it and making him an interesting character. Overall, the rest of the cast, like Scoot McNairy, plays a unhinged, like, son of a mobster, and he does some crazy things and like evil things and brings some tension to the film, but also does really dumb things. Probably one of my more favorite characters is actually portrayed by Dermot Mulroney, who plays a casino owner who does drugs on the side. And he brings some balance to the movie. He's not the chaotic villain. He's more of like, this is just business. And you see where he's coming from. And Dermot Mulroney does a good job acting and portraying things in this film. There's just a lot of characters, and to be perfectly honest, like, his son who's kidnapped is so generic. He's just a teenager. There's no personality, and the young actor who plays him doesn't really bring anything to the role, so you're not really caring so much about him, which is an issue, obviously, because why the hell do you care if he gets his son back? It's basically just like, he's a kid. He didn't do anything, so you feel bad. Overall, like, the music was fine. Some of the sound mixing and stuff was a little iffy. The cinematography, there's some cool parts with the fight scenes, but there was some style to the film which was interesting, and this movie so shamelessly sets up a sequel. Like, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And this did not make any money, so I highly doubt they're actually gonna make that sequel. But overall, like, in the cesspool of January where a lot of crap comes out, this is a very average movie, and I don't see the harm in going to see it. Would not pay full price for a ticket. Make sure to go in the morning when you're paying like $6. But I'm gonna give Sleepless a C.